Oof, that was not good. Good morning / afternoon / evening / night, depending on where you are in the world and when you're watching this. I have no way of knowing. Anyways, it's another Chance Points adventure. And today, not only are we checking out this absolutely ridiculous cactus, which has now been turned into a shrine of some sort, we are going to a waypoint that's actually fairly close to home. Rather than the larger region I've been choosing or randomly generating waypoints in, I actually need to stay a little bit closer to home. One of my kitties has been a little under the weather lately, so I don't want to be gone for a day or two. She's needing a little more attention than usual. So anyhow, I am actually somewhere near Ironwood National Monument, and the cactus you just looked at is known as the 80-arm cactus. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, look at that. Not sure what it is about this particular area, but the cactus seem to have a lot more arms and get a little bit wackier. The Ironwood Forest National Monument is not like a typical national park or monument sites. It's just an area set aside for preservation. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's a very rugged desert. The waypoint I'm going to today is off that away. There's gonna be some dirt roads to get me close to it. And with luck, I will get within a mile, so I only have like maybe a 2-mile trip. We actually have some decent weather today, so I'm looking forward to not melting on this one. And I'm also hoping we do not have an automobile disaster like my most recent adventure. If you haven't seen that one, go click on things. You know how to use the internet. It was an adventure. We'll leave it at that. And my wallet definitely felt the adventure. Okay, we are on the dirt road portion of this. It is a bit of a maze of different dirt roads back here. There's like natural gas pipeline roads and various service roads and other trails, varying degrees of difficulty. The one I'm starting out on goes towards a mine, but it intersects with the one I need to go on. What's the sign say? No trespassing. Well, phooey. We won't be going this way. This is where the adventure is today because I'm not 100% sure how to get to where I need to get without too many difficult roads. I was hoping this one would intersect with another one that heads up to the waypoint, but I'm not going to trespass because I'm nice. And of course, this is where Google Maps is not the biggest help in the world. All right. We shall see what happens here. Private property. Wonder what my next option is going to be. Well, I'm going to backtrack a bit again, and we'll see if there's another way to get to this waypoint. When I was looking at Street View earlier, I did not see that private property sign from the highway view. Oof, that was not good. Let's back up. Probably shouldn't destroy the car today. Already had enough of that. All right, this is easier lip to get my front end over. Another private property sign, hooray. Well, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to get to where I need to go. I'm looking at my map. There is a pipeline road that probably goes close to where I need to be, assuming it's passable and not also on private property. Definitely have my suspicions today that this would be a little bit difficult to access from the start. The worst case scenario is I go a bit further north and come from a different angle. All right, off we go yet again. This is, no pun intended, a good sign. I actually think this road will do. Looks relatively passable, so there's only one way to find out. And of course, if it gets scary, I'm going to turn around. Like I said, it's always a bit of a challenge to figure out which direction we're going to be able to get to a point out here in the desert. It's always a patchwork of BLM land, National Monument land, private property, mining, Arizona State Trust. It's an adventure. Aren't you glad you're along for the ride? All right, I'm at the point where I need to start walking. That road did have a couple challenges to it, that's for sure. Unfortunately, I think I caught the lip of my front fender or bumper on that concrete or the pavement earlier. Little bit of a displacement there, yikes. But my car's getting old anyways. So, I've got about 0.86 miles in a straight line, more or less this direction, to get to the waypoints, so it's time to start walking. This big old field of rocks out here. It has rained out here recently because the ground feels kind of soft, which is good because we need all the rain we can get. Off in the distance is a mountain, I think it's called Broken Top if I remember right, or Broke Off Mountain, something like that. It's kind of a landmark out here. I'll post a picture from previous trips out here somewhere on the screen. Man, after summer mostly inside because of the heat, I am feeling like a bit out of shape. All right, I am about 90 feet or so away from the waypoint. This could very well be one of these cactus over here, or just the other side of them. It's actually been a pretty nice walk. It is a little warm, but I think it's maybe 90 at most. So compared to what we've had recently, this is really good. Head south. Head southeast. For crying out loud, phone. Once again, I'm doing a little bit of circling around the waypoint apparently. The goal is to get within like about 15 feet or so. $20 feet away. 10. Oh, I think I'm in the spot. All right, I believe that was a place. I'm going to cut this short because my GoPro battery is already dying and I forgot to bring a second one, so there will be minimal videos from the GoPro on the way back to the car. Anyways, nice little hike. Let me see what the old All Trails is telling me. Oh, 1 mile. Took me just over 20 minutes. So about the same to get back to the car and then figure out how to get back to pavement. Might be a little challenging because I'm not too fond of the way it came in. And I don't really want to rip my bumper off. All right, I will see you back at the car probably. All right, this is the pipeline road north of where I parked, or northwest. Debating if I want to keep going this direction because that one wash I went over back there was not very pleasant and I really don't want to go over it again. So when I get back to the car, I'm gonna look at the maps, see where this one ends up at, and see if it's a better option. All right, I'm back to the main road. It's called Silver Bear. It is called Silver Bell, not Silver Bear. But a Silver Bear would be interesting. Anyhow, that pipeline road was tricky. Probably shouldn't have been taking my car on it, but I got through. Sometimes you gotta make the right lines and take it easy. Unfortunately, it's got a little bit of... Gotta figure out how to pop that back in when I get home. It's not a big deal, but that lip of the pavement was a little bit taller than I realized. Anyhow, I think I'm done filming. I'm gonna go home, make lunch, and relax for the rest of the day. Hope you enjoyed the adventure as I went to the middle of nowhere to find nothing again.